United States. My mother is Muslim. She's not an American citizen, and she's in Turkey right now, hoping to return. And I said, make sure your ticket is for before January.
A majority of women voted for Hillary Clinton. What we're not saying is the majority of white women voted for Hillary Clinton. Because if we break down the data, we know that 95% of black women who voted for Hillary Clinton. We know that 70% of Latino women who voted for Clinton. So, though I think Clinton, I know some people in this panel are going to get mad at me, I think she failed to get out the vote of voters of color. I actually believe that deeply. But I also think that those who did vote overwhelmingly voted for her, especially if we break it down not only according to race but gender as well.
Guess what happened on your campus Saturday? Okay, 7 students were shot at. What are you going to do about that? They were shot at with a BB gun. Say that?
What was their ethnic identity? The people.
And they were all underrepresented students.
That wasn't an email.
Okay, but what are you doing? But you know what? What happened that evening? There were students, white students, who stood along with them as well. That's what you need to do. You talk about the student what happened at Baylor, and the student who was called the N-word, and she was afraid. And how many students came out to support her? Hundreds of students came to walk her to class. This is your campus. Yes, disagree. Engage in intellectual conversations. You need to do that. But learn to do it. Learn to do it in a respectful way.
I'm a safe person. Like, I'm not going to discriminate. So you can just look for those, and you can think about ways that you can use your privilege. You know, like when people are so afraid, they're paralyzed. But don't just wear a safety pin. You know, engage further than that. That's where the controversy is. It's like, oh, white women wearing their white pin.
He is against the LGBT community. He is against minorities. He thinks women are a nuisance to businesses, and I am all of those things. So to have a president that is against everything that I am makes me uncomfortable to live in my own home, to walk outside of my own door, to engage in conflict conversations with people that support him because of how drastic he is in his speeches and how he believes. I even have family members that have disabilities and are disabled, whether it's physically or like an educational disability or things like that.
Go ahead. You can talk now.
I'm on camera? Okay. So the reason I didn't vote for Trump, and yes, I am a Republican, is that his policies and his discussion of hate turned me off, and there's no way I was going to vote for somebody that talks about women and or minorities in that way, because that personally impacts my family, and that was something that I have a very strong position about. In addition, I believe that while he says he's a businessman, he's a failed businessman. He's gone bankrupt multiple times, and I don't know of any good businessman who could lose money running a casino.
Gay black woman living in America, I think he really hits a lot of fear of being gay now with a vice president who believes in conversion therapy and has passed it in his own state of Indiana. As a woman, I fear a man who thinks it's okay to say I'm going to grab her by the pussy and has struck in a lot of the hearts of cis white males who think that they now can do the same things. And finally, as a black person living in America, as someone who thinks that black communities are just ridden with poor people and angry people, which is something that black people have been called since our existence, is just wrong. And to say that we need law and order, well, look at what law and order has done to our community so far. I think in all 3 of those bases, he strikes fear quadruply, and just as a human being, finally, he is a menace on the American people and people in general. And as the leader of the free world, I pray for the rest of us.